So, Dawson, we're really excited to be able to talk a little bit more on tapping, EFT tapping. And maybe if you can explain a little bit about EFT tapping, what it is, and how we can use it to quieten down the voices in our heads, the ways that we talk to ourselves that could be quite limiting and make ourselves feel worthless. So let's hear from you, Dawson, on how we can help ourselves with this.
Happily, yeah. And EFT is very simple. It uses a series of acupuncture points to regulate the body's nervous system. And so we've all seen acupuncture charts. Maybe you've had acupuncture needles inserted into you. And EFT uses acupressure. So no needles. We use our fingertips and we stimulate those same points you see in the charts, but with our fingertips by tapping on them. And research shows that this sends minute electrical signals through the body's connective tissue to areas of distress. So we'll work through a simple series of points now. We'll tap ourselves. And I want you to think about something, some way in which you feel as though you don't fully love yourself, and find that internally. Like reflect on loving yourself fully, completely, and unconditionally. Unconditional love for you. What you'll usually find is there's some part of you that's going, there's a cringe there somewhere. Find that cringe. That cringe is often very old. It's been there your whole life. You probably felt that cringe during your teenage years, during your early childhood, and it may even be a prenatal memory. It may even be a pre-verbal memory. Our body records adverse experiences when we're very young, not as episodic memories, but as physical sensations. That cringe feeling, I don't deserve, I'm not good enough. Me, really? Whatever that story is, that cringe probably indicates some part of your early life when you didn't feel loved, you took on these messages that you weren't good enough. So find the cringe. Think about loving yourself unconditionally, and which part of your body doesn't agree with that? Which part of your body is saying, oh no? Could be your gut, could be your heart, could be your shoulders, your knees, your feet. Find that area and now score it 0 through 10. Then we'll do a 2-minute tapping sequence together, and we'll see if your numbers change. And they're highly likely to change based on over 200 clinical trials. So you're likely to feel something shifting in your body and that feeling shifting. So find your little cringe. Where is it in your body? What's the intensity of the cringe, 0 through 10? Really feel the cringe. Let yourself feel it, knowing it's probably going to shift in the next few minutes. So what's the number of your cringe? 0 through 10. Now, tap along with me on the side of your hand. Feel that area that's cringing. Notice your breathing. Notice there's no real threat in your environment right now. We're smiling. We're okay. And the cringe is real. It's a real cringe. That part of me that doesn't love me fully and unconditionally. And feel your breath as you tap. Really feel that cringe. Now, we'll tap on a different meridian. This is called your governing meridian on the top of your head. Just tap the very top of your head. Feel the cringe. Feel that feeling intently. And breathe. Notice your breathing while you feel the cringe. And you tap. You're tapping, you're breathing, and you're feeling the cringe at the same time. Loving myself unconditionally. And breathing and feeling the cringe. Tap with two fingers where your eyebrow meets the bridge of your nose, on either side or both sides, doesn't matter. Feel the cringe, keep your eyes open, keep your shoulders relaxed, keep breathing. Notice you're safe right now. And you're feeling this cringy feeling, unconditional love. Really? How can I love myself unconditionally? I'm so imperfect. And I'm breathing, and I'm tapping. Now tap on the side of your eye. Notice your breathing, feel the cringe. Unconditional self-love. Notice your breathing. Notice the resistance, the cringe. Tap under your eye. It's your stomach meridian. Keep breathing. Feel that part of you that doesn't agree with self-love. I could never love myself unconditionally. I have so many flaws and imperfections. Look at my body. Look at my mind. Look at my emotions. Look at my money. Look at my life. Tap under your nose. Keep breathing. Tap on your chin. Notice you're safe right now. You're breathing right now. Unconditional love for me. I deserve unconditional love. Feel that part of your body that cringes, that doesn't agree with that statement. Tap on your collarbone right below the area where it joins with your breastbone. Both hands or one hand, either is fine. Breathing. Unconditional self-love. Feel the areas that don't agree with that. And you're safe right now. Cross your arms, tap under your arms. Notice your breathing. Feel the areas of resistance. Then tap over here, and I want you to do something with your eyes that'll change your brain waves in an important way. So don't move your head while you do this exercise. Only move your eyes while you tap on this groove between these two fingers. So keep your head steady and look down. Look all the way to the right. Keeping your head steady. Look all the way up. Look all the way to the left. Look all the way down. Look all the way to the left. Keep looking to the left without moving your head, eyes only. Notice your breath. Notice the cringe, if there's any cringe left there still. And then notice you're safe right now. Now look up without moving your head, eyes only. Notice you're safe. Notice your breath. Eyes to the right. Unconditional self-love. Feel the cringe. Feel your breath. Now all the way up one more time. Feel your breath in and out. Notice you're safe. And stop tapping and relax. Okay, unconditional self-love. Tuned back into that cringe, which again was probably laid down very early in your life neurologically, and see what your number is now. If you're a 7 or 8 or a 9, chances are you're down to a low number now. We know this from a lot of research. So I'm just curious, what was yours, Laurentine? Was yours shifting dramatically, slightly? What was your experience?
So it was actually quite interesting. I hadn't felt this before, but when I felt the cringe, it was quite high, like an 8 and a 9. And it come up, this vision had come up where I remember my mum didn't know my sex. And so when I was born, I remember my dad was actually disappointed I was a girl because he wanted a boy. So who would have thought that this memory had just come up for me, where this feeling of unworthiness perhaps has come from an idea that I wasn't the right sex, right? So when we worked through that, I was able to work through all of those emotions, like you said, and it went down to a 2.
Wow, that's a huge chunk of work to accomplish in 5 minutes. And you may want to just keep on exploring that, other facets of it as well. But yeah, it's able to shift. And I'm glad you picked something specific as well, because if you have a particular memory, it's often more powerful than general tapping. So I'm so glad you had that big shift.
Yes. Wow. I never even thought, like you asked, right? You're like, well, this could be something from the womb or something from before. And it just came through something like, well, maybe you weren't what we were expecting you to be, right?
Yeah. And what you want to do is we have a program called the Personal Peace Procedure where you go and you work through your childhood and you work through the money scripts of your childhood, what you heard by way of dysfunctional money stuff in your family, dysfunctional relationships, issues to do with health in your body, issues to do with work and career. And so one by one, you work through those areas and you go and clear big, big, big chunks of your past. That way, you still have problems in your present, but you're clear of the backlog of old things, like a woman who had grieved her husband for 15 years. You go clear all that stuff, then all you have from the present thing is what's really there now. You aren't dragging along that big sack of deficits from your early childhood.
Wow. It's sort of like clearing the cache, isn't it, Dawson? It's like you got to go and, you know,
Clearing the cache, I like that. Yeah.
oh, that's awesome. That is beautiful. Well, thank you. That was a very short but sweet, important tapping session that we can all refer back to. So thank you so much again for doing that with us.
It was a joy. I love sharing this. And again, that's the route to happiness involves seeking our highest good and also releasing all the issues that hold us back. So I'm glad we had a chance to do both here.